My name's Spencer, and I'm a master's student at Imperial College London studying biotechnology. And so I also have a YouTube channel where I talk a bit about biotech and its impact in society. There's a lot of science out there that first of all is loads of published papers that people don't find really accessible to engage with a layman audience. And so I've really also felt that nowadays there's a lot of presence in people personally using social media to tell stories about things they're interested in, whether it's related to technology, about mobile phones, or just anything about their lives and how they live their lives. And people relate to that a lot. So I feel that there's not really someone really driving it from a science perspective about biotech as well. And so for me, myself, I see it upon myself to drive interest in biotech and tell people why it's interesting. And so when I'm coming to conferences like this about synthetic biology, there's loads of great things I'm learning about, and I believe there's more people should be aware of these things and just finding a way to let everyone know, hey, this is cool, this is what's going on in biotech. So yeah. Yeah, so with innovative approaches to tackling issues in biology involving synthetic biology, I asked a question around, do we need an innovative approach to actually communicating these scientific advances to make sure people can engage with it well? Because you see a rise with things like influencers that people talk about, and could these be a target to communicate science to let people know, hey, this is what's going on, this is something you might want to be aware about? And so I asked a question about that, and I think the more response I got was that we have to be wary of kind of adding to fake news and being careful that when we do, if people are using social media to communicate with people, that they don't go too far towards sensationalism, which I fully agree with as well. And then that could be a way to kind of combat worries about like how GMOs were criticized heavily in the press. But I think people should also see it as an advantage, because nowadays, if there's articles being put out negatively, we all have access to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, to just put out science that is the truth about certain scientific things, and be able to say like, this is what the truth is, and it can reach way more people than maybe at the time of GMOs 20 years ago you couldn't. So people should look at it as an opportunity to do more things than they could have done in the past. I think what I've noticed most from talking to people on my course at university is that just making sure people understand the opportunities that there are in this space of synthetic biology. And so when we hear people talk about some of the challenges they need in synthetic biology, there's a lot of engineering mentioned, and it's really a multidisciplinary approach. So I think it's more important that people from different areas within a STEM subjects, not just biologists, but people doing physics degrees, maths degrees, all these different areas, know that they can add value to this area. And so especially university students, they may benefit from realizing that, hey, you may be doing a completely different degree, but you may have an interest in healthcare, because we all need good healthcare. And so you may actually realize your physics or maths degree may be useful for working with biology to improve our healthcare. So I'd say that's the most important thing to know, to let people know that this is a space not just for biologists, but for people from all different disciplines.